What's up, family? Welcome to the first valuable video of the year 2026. In fact, this year we call it the year of the reign of money. This is a perspective, this is a point of view, this is a demeanor that I want to carry throughout the whole year, and I want to encourage it in you as well to look at yourself that you're worthy of making profits in the markets. In fact, before we can jump onto this focus, I want to thank everybody that has supported me throughout the years, even this year. Those of you who've been subscribed and who are going to continue, or even if you're watching for the very first time. Now, I am going to be giving out this year a lot of stuff, starting off the first 60 days of this year. The word free mentorship is going to be the key word here, but I'm going to touch on it right in the middle of the video. So please do watch as we jump on to this pairs. I'm going to be analyzing Nasdaq as well as gold. These are going to be the main pairs that we're going to be trading for this year in terms of trade setup. So anything particularly when it concerns to trading, I'm going to be focusing on this pairs. Yes, we're going to drop news trading videos and other educational materials such as trading psychology, but in terms of technicals, I really want to focus on this. And of course, this focus, we focusing a weekly market focus, so it's going to be from the 5th as well all the way to the 9th, and that's what we're trying to see what's going to take place on the market. So do follow along and do tell me in the description, or rather in the comment section, what you think of what's going to happen on Nasdaq or gold. Try to be as descriptive as possible. Okay, family, let's jump onto gold right now. That's what I'll be starting with. First thing that I want to highlight on this gold market focused on the daily time frame over here, it is the structure. The structure is quite clear to the eye. I mean, as you can see, we still have this as the last higher high, and we can see what the market did. It actually created an impulse that broke that last higher high. Therefore, from the perspective of the daily time frame, I can still say we are still in buys. Now, a point of note over here, some may interpret this as a chalk or a change of character. It won't be, or I wouldn't personally interpret it as that, due to the fact that the market spiked into that level rather than taking out the liquidity with a clear candle. Sort of, I would want, a zone being broken with such momentum candles to conclude that we have now broken, or we've had a change of character. In this case, if we have a rejection, then I wouldn't conclude that that is a change of character. Let me actually create full screen here so that our mobile viewers can see properly. Now, look at this. I want to bring to your attention this whole zone over here. I'm going to take that all the way to the candle, and we can see this would be that higher high that the market used it. As you know, I do like the break and retest strategy so much. It's quite clear to the eye, quite beginner friendly. So for my beginners, the market clearly just broke out and retested on this. And where is it going? It's going further up. It's creating, this was a pullback, and it's creating another impulse or continuation move. Now, I want to go all the way to the 4H where we can get a little bit of more information on this chart, a little bit of better articulation on what price is actually doing here. We can see this whole traffic of price here that was created. That is a base that I want to use as my price action, or rather my zone. Okay, and this was a clear demand, guys. Let me delete this. This was a clear demand level that the market did go on to the 50% onto that zone. I believe this was around about the 31st, and it retested onto that zone, and now we're going further. So impulse, of course, we did have our change of, or rather not change of character. Oh, guys, it's been long since I did these videos. The BOS, yes. Breakout structure. So we do have a breakout structure here that the market gave us. And of course, we do have that higher high, higher low. And therefore, what we can anticipate next is that the market will definitely give us and taking out these highs. Now, my concern to me and also to you as a trader is how to take advantage of such opportunities. It's one thing to analyze and be accurate, but it's one thing to get into the trade in terms of execution so that we can further facilitate onto the H1. And I want to bring your attention to the range of this highs and lows that you see. For example, I'm going to take this high and I'm going to also clone this and take the low of this. This is what we're working with or within this week. This is the weekly high and the weekly low. And between this weekly high and weekly low, we can see one thing over here where price is. It actually did also break and retest at that point. My beginners, this is a perfect strategy. It broke and retest. As you can see, it spiked into that zone and we're pushing further up. There was a nice imbalance over here of fair value gap, and the market actually used that to further buy. Now, since you might have missed this buy entry, where could another opportunity bring itself? Well, you could take this potential supply, but I'm confident it's going to be broken and used as a breaker, and that's exactly what I'm going to name it as in terms of even before prices went into that direction. So I anticipate that price will break above, retest, and then carry on up all the way probably into that target of the weekly. And we do have a fair value gap here. It may work as an inverse fair value gap, so that can be another point of entry that you can use or that I anticipate, guys. Okay, so right here as well as right here could be points of entries. And of course, once it breaks out, probably the week would have ended. I don't know if we have NFP. I believe we do have some sort of events. I will update you guys during the course of this week, but definitely that's what I see on gold. Now let's jump on to the announcement. Exciting news, exciting times, guys, for everybody that has been following this channel for a while. I have exciting news for you, and this is to say that my mentorship is now completely free. For those who are serious traders that have been following me and have always wanted to join. So what I mean by that is that our advanced trading course that you see on our website will be completely free to the serious traders that I'm talking about. Now, this serious traders, what you have to do in order to be part of us and we filter out the noise makers, the unserious traders, is that you will have to fund a $500 account on our Vintage Markets link in the description of the video. You are free to withdraw it anytime. This is just going to be the capital that you're going to use to trade with us on the knowledge that you would have gained for free and the trade setups that you'll be getting with us in the mentorship Discord. So this is completely for free. All you need to do is just to fund an account with a minimum of $500 with the link in the description. Once you've done that, family, I want you to WhatsApp me with the word free mentorship, and then I will take you from there. So this is completely free. I'm running it for 60 days. This is just to give back to everybody that has been watching this channel. And I'm telling you guys, great exploits are going to be happening in our Discord group, where we're just going to be growing that capital, growing it. And you're going to see some of these results, some of you here on YouTube. So if you're one of those serious traders and you want to get in on this absolutely free mentorship, do DM me once you're funded with the link in the description of the video. I'll also pin it in the comments, so you can just use that link and open an account with Vintage Markets, and then therefore you can just WhatsApp us. Our WhatsApp number or our WhatsApp link, you can just go to our website, guys. We're not on Telegram or anywhere. You can just go to our website and there's a WhatsApp icon over there. Just click it. It will take you straight to chatting with myself. God bless you. Let's jump back into the video. Okay, on Nasdaq, family. On Nasdaq, I'm gonna do it this way. Many people like to be in the industry that we're in, like to be the god of traders or like to be right. When I was analyzing Nasdaq, I had a little bit of mixed signals. I still wanted to do something for me before I can say, oh, this is a clear direction. And some points in your trading or some days, you have the most beautiful clarity. Sometimes you don't have the clarity. You need a little bit of confirmation for the market to fulfill a certain movement. Then that's where you're clear to say, I'm on bulls or bears. In this case, that's exactly where I am. We do have a lot of correlation between gold and Nasdaq, or between commodities and indexes. Um, and yeah, one thing that can probably help me with a little bit of bias is checking out DXY. We do have other indicators that go the opposite in terms of correlation. So it's DXY that should do the opposite. So if DXY is going up, most of the time we can get Nasdaq selling, but it doesn't become as accurate technically, it usually fundamentally. But what I like is VIX. So your volatility index over here, you can just say volatility index. It shows me it correlates a lot. It mirrors the opposite of Nasdaq's movement. Okay, so I'm giving you a tip here, volatility index. So as you can see, it's quite bearish. uh, that could mean that Nasdaq could be bullish. And then as well as the most accurate one as well is the US 10-year bond. Okay, so the US government bond, you can just search US 10-year Y. And as you can see, it's a bit more on the bullish side. So it's a bit of mixed signals for me in this case, because VIX shows that we're in sells. And I definitely use them in correlating. Okay, but I do trust that these two the most, and they're opposing in terms of movement. So I'm gonna have to wait for a bit of Nasdaq to do something in order for me to conclude what it's gonna do, because some of the indicators. But yeah, you can also use those pairs or for your news trading as well, for a bit of negative correlation between the two, Nasdaq as well as, I don't know for USDT, I only know it for Nasdaq family. Okay, now structure here. Let us study structure in the daily time frame. Look at that. We have a higher high, we have a lower high, or rather a lower low, and then we have a lower high. And of course, here structure didn't go all the way down. Okay, so I wouldn't count this as a lower high per se, because we didn't break structure. We have a higher high here that was broken, and with a little bit of price here that happened. This probably happens around the midnight, where it creates a lot of gaps, a lot of price issues, but nevertheless, the market did sort of sweep it. I'll call it sweep. It's not change of character, it's sweep. Hence why I'm saying I'm a little bit in between, because I wouldn't say now we are bearish because of what structure is doing over here. I wouldn't conclude that we're gonna go all the way. What I can say on Nasdaq is that possibly if we can start retesting into this demand area, so if we can retest into it and go further up to just close above um, Friday's candle, then I'm confident that we are going to be going higher in bulls. If we close below Friday's candle, which was the 2nd of January, then we can be going lower to these areas over here. Okay. And then, of course, we can further interpret what will happen. But let us break it down. Let us break it down. So as you can see from the 4H, guys, it's quite convincing that it looks bearish. But I wouldn't just want to conclude that we're still in a bearish market. Again, this is a sweep. This is sort of equal lows for me, like almost like a double bottom. So I wouldn't just conclude that we have broken change of character for that trend, even though where it was beautiful sales happening here. If we can take this whole thing, we can see what it did. It actually went back into such a, using this as a supply, and then it sold, and then it came back, and then it's using this as a supply, but then it didn't break this lower low, so we might actually be going higher. And to further open my eyes over here, we can say this was a change of character, because this was the previous lower high. So we can actually call this a change of character. So you can see where I'm almost leaning to now. I'm leaning towards being bullish, due to the fact that the most indicator that I use over here is bearish. Okay, and also structure is sort of still screaming bullish on Nasdaq and the correlation thereof. I don't like to use a lot of correlation in terms of dependency that it overclouds my mind, but this is the case on Nasdaq. So we are currently sitting on this demand level over here. But yeah, I would want to be confidently calling this out, and for you and I to wait. I would rather have this close above, especially this high here, close above that high, and then probably enter it as a break and retest trade. I think that is gonna be our clearest focus for Nasdaq. If it doesn't, and it just sort of pushes slightly up, uses that as a supply and sells further, then I would conclude otherwise till it reaches this lower demand zone. Okay, that's it, guys, for this video. Remember, guys, in order to partake of the free mentorship that we're giving, you just need to send me a DM and say free mentorship, and you'll be able to claim it as part of the free mentorship that we're giving everybody. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. See you on the next video, which is tomorrow. I will be posting back to back again for this 60 days.